We have Kevin Downs joining us today to talk all about the brand new movie, The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. Now, Kevin, when I was watching the trailer, and I'm gonna keep this all to trailer because I don't want to give any big spoilers or anything, but just watching the trailer, it just feels so nostalgic and relatable and so fun. Tell us a little bit about the movie and kind of how it all came to be to get to the big screen right now.
Yeah, I mean, at Kingdom Story Company, we made a lot of movies that are for older people, moms and dads, and this one we wanted to make one for the whole family. And so, our good friend Dallas Jenkins, who I've known for 20 years and have produced a movie for him before, his lifelong dream was to make the best Christmas pageant ever, which is a
Really?
successful kids book, into a movie. And so we talked about it, and we brought it to our pals at Lionsgate, and they loved it. And after him 15 years of dreaming about it, it came to existence, and he did just a great job. I mean, the movie's so fantastic. Kids love it, adults love it, and I think right now, I mean, especially where our culture is in an election cycle and whatnot, something that unites everybody and is just positive energy, and something that really points people to celebrate the true meaning of Christmas
Hmm.
in a very fun and uplifting way, I think is just really needed.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, and this is such a familiar story. At least it is to me and my generation. We I When I said it was nostalgic, it really I can't even talk about it without just grinning from ear to ear. I'm so excited for everyone to see it. But to take a book and expand it and make it a full-length film, you have a lot of freedom to really dive into characters and themes and such. How did you decide how you really wanted to focus and what you wanted to really extract and bring out so much in this film?
Yeah, I mean, the book is, it's not a huge novel, and so it's almost a short story, and so I think Dallas did a really good job of wanting to make sure that the people who love the book, and of course there's a stage play that's out there, really uh, feel satisfied in the story that he told. And so I thought he personally did a really good job of adapting it, and with the writers, and really making it something that, as far as expectations go, people will absolutely feel like they got what they were hoping for, and then some. Actually, I think it's
Yeah.
it's actually a little bit better in the book, in my opinion.
Oh, yes, yes. Well, and you see, there are so many fun elements of it. It is clearly for children. You see, mischievous kids, you see all this stuff going on. It's clear that you're going to laugh your way through it, but there's also a lot of really deep themes like redemption and community and the true meaning of Christmas and so many things like that. How did you wrap those things together into a movie that really is so endearing and so sweet and just so enjoyable all the way through?
Yeah, no, again, it just goes back to the writing and the directing. I mean, Dallas wanted to make this really accessible for all ages, whether that's kids. Obviously, it's got to be simple enough for kids to want to enjoy it. And so far, the kids that have seen it in some of our early marketing screenings just absolutely love it and laugh and flip out. And then for adults as well. I mean, I don't think it's just a kids movie. It's something that adults will actually see for the very first time and go, "Huh, I
Mm.
didn't realize that." And so I love those types of movies that kind of hit all audiences, but hit them very differently. Um, so it's just, I don't know. It feels good to be able to have a feel good movie that's for the family, that comes out, that celebrates the true meaning of Christmas, which is what we've got coming. So.
Yeah, yeah. Well, our audience is very focused on discipleship, going for the hearts of our kids. And there are themes all through here that just make for good conversations as you're leaving. One of the things that really struck me is how you give such insight into the herdman's life. So instead of just seeing, the way they behave or the way that they look, you're able to kind of peel back the layers a little bit and really learn to have empathy for others whose experience is so very different from you. And the way that you weave that through, I think, is going to be a really great just conversation topic coming out of there as we're teaching our children how to do that, how to look beyond the surface and really engage with and empathize with others that don't look or act just like us.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think sometimes, as the movie shows, you can learn the biggest lesson from the least of these, or from the most
Yeah.
unexpected of places, and it's one of my favorite parts of the film. And so people are going to be, I think, really surprised and kind of blown away at some of the themes, not just the entertainment value of it, but just some of the thematic elements that were put into the film, and how they were executed.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's just absolutely so well done, which is another thing that I think is noteworthy. We've seen a number of Christian themed, at least uplifting themed movies this calendar year,
Mm.
and they have just been so beautifully done, so entertaining, but also so moving, so rich in content. I'm very encouraged to see this trend, and really grateful that God has given you guys a platform to produce this kind of content. And to bring it to a bigger marketplace, that is a blessing, and I'm very grateful.
Yeah, I mean, that's our goal at Kingdom Story Company, is to really take stories that showcase the power of the gospel in a way that just elevates them, and provides people with a conversation, whether it's friends or family or coworkers, because they just saw a good movie and they want to talk about the themes and the story and the concepts around that film. And it's been a good year. We've had some good films this year, and I can't think of a better one than Best Christmas Pageant Ever, because it hits everybody. If you got a 4-year-old, a 5-year-old, or a 55-year-old, or a 75-year-old, you're all going to enjoy it. So that's a good feeling.
Oh, absolutely. Well, as you guys were making this and wrapping it and kind of watching it over, in its completion, what are what really do you want families, individuals to walk out of the theater? What are the themes? What are the mindsets? What do you want them to take away with them when they leave?
Yeah, I think, I mean, look, a lot of families are going to see the nativity story for the very first time. And so
Mm,
I think my hope is that families that see that, they actually see and they feel this story of how Jesus was born and how significant it was, and what that actually might mean for them. My hope and my prayer is that the church will be ready for families that will see this for the very first time and might have
mm,
questions, and really legitimate questions about, why was Jesus born, and how was he born, and all of the questions that kind of the best Christmas pageant ever kind of proposes. The wise men, like, why were they there? I don't understand. Like, where'd they come from, and what was their point? And it just makes me laugh, because I love the honesty that the Herdman kids kind of bring, by reading the Christmas story for the first time in the Bible, when
mm.
you see them read it in the library. It's one of my favorite parts of the film, is just kind of these honest, sincere, endearing questions about the Gospels. And
Yeah.
uh, first time I read it, I was like, "Huh, that's actually a really good question." And so I hope it spurs on really challenging conversation for people, but also it's enjoyable. I think we want it enjoyable for kids as well.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I noticed that too about their questions and such. And I was just thinking, it does us so much good to see the gospel, to see the Christmas story through the eyes of someone who doesn't know it, because it's so dangerous for us to get complacent with it. Or, we've heard it so many times. We can quote Luke 2, we know this stuff, but to see it through someone else's eyes just really brings it to life anew and afresh for us, makes it so much more exciting. And I think that the way that you all are presenting this will be incredibly powerful for families who are watching it. Just again, to bring the true meaning of Christmas back to just the forefront, and help them all experience and look at it anew. We're very, very excited about it. Where can families find out more about it? When do you guys open? Tell us a little bit of the details before we run out of time here.
Yeah, it opens in theaters everywhere November 8th. We actually have an early access opportunity November 2nd, where people can get like 4 packs of free tickets. So if you Google Best Christmas Pageant Ever or Best Christmas Pageant Ever.movie, it will be in theaters all over the country. And so literally, even if you live out in the middle of nowhere, it's probably playing at your local theater. It's one of the biggest releases, movie releases we've ever had in our history. And so we wanted this to be accessible to everybody and really celebrate the true meaning of Christmas. So make sure
Hmm.
it's a theatrical family event, meaning it's something to just bring your whole family and just start the season off right. I mean, it leads up. People are have asked us like, okay, why? How come you guys are releasing it November 8th? It's so early for Christmas, but it's like it's the perfect time because
Exactly.
we want people's mindset to be there as we roll into the holidays. If we released it on Christmas, it's got too late.
Yep.
Anyway, can't wait for that. But yeah, November 8th in theaters, absolutely everywhere.
Absolutely. Well, we will be sure that we give you all of the links in the show notes, including a link to take advantage of that early screener opportunity. You do not want to miss that. Kevin, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been just a joy, and I'm very excited for everyone to see this movie.
Thank you so much. Appreciate the time.
You're welcome. Everybody else, I cannot wait. I cannot encourage you enough to go out and see the best Christmas pageant ever. You will be so glad you did. Take your family, take your friends, make a big event of it, and then allow it to introduce you afresh to the truths of the Christmas season. Enjoy the conversations that come out of it, and then let us know what you think. We would love to hear from you. Have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to talking to you again real soon.